Jax Calder remembered the day like a half-forgotten dream, the kind you chalk up to too much teenage sugar and not enough sleep. He'd been 17, lanky and reckless, exploring the woods behind his town with nothing but a comic book and a granola bar. The sky had cracked open in a flash of white-blue light, and suddenly she was there, 3 feet tall, skin the color of shimmering sapphire, silver eyes big enough to drown in, her voice like chimes stirred by a warm summer breeze. She was terrified, lost, stranded after some dimensional misfire. At least that's what she told him. He thought she was a hallucination, maybe a prank. But then she levitated a rock with a lazy wave of her hand, blinked sideways like a cat, and told him her name, Celie. He joked, because 17-year-old boys don't know what else to do when faced with impossible magic. Don't worry. If you're stuck here, I guess I'll marry you someday. Celie had cocked her little head, studying him like he was a curious bug, and answered solemnly, "A binding vow among your kind?" He'd laughed. "Sure. It's a promise." She touched his forehead with a glowing fingertip, marking him with warmth that faded too fast. "Then in the orbit cycle of 10 Earth years, I shall return." By the next morning she was gone. And he convinced himself she had never been real. Jax grew up, moved to the city, got a job repairing orbital drone systems, a far cry from the spacefaring pilot dreams he once had. Life turned into bills and commutes and half-hearted online dating. And the memory of a blue alien girl became a private joke with himself, something to smile about when the world felt dull. He certainly never expected a knock at his apartment door at midnight on the 10th anniversary. He opened it with bleary eyes and froze. Celie stood there, taller now, maybe 5.5 feet. Her skin still sapphire, but her features refined into something both graceful and powerful. Her silver eyes glimmered with familiarity. "I have come," she said, as though she'd been gone for a weekend instead of a decade. Jax's mouth worked soundlessly. "You're real. You made a vow." She stepped inside like she owned the place. "I have returned to fulfill it." "Okay, wait," Jax sputtered. That was a joke. I was 17 and stupid. I am aware. You were most unsophisticated." She took the water bottle off his table, studied it, unscrewed the cap, and sniffed suspiciously. "But vows shape fate. In my culture, words bind worlds. So you came here to marry me?" "Correct." Panic and wonder wrestled in Jax's chest. He pinched himself. Hard. Still awake. "Celie, why now? Why come back?" She regarded him with something almost like softness. "Your world grows loud, chaotic. A convergence approaches. I am here to collect my vow but also to protect you. To bring you where you will be safe. So I'm an intergalactic fiancé and also in danger?" "Affirmative." Jax ran a hand through his hair. "Celie, listen. Human promises don't stick like that. I can't just leave with you." Her silver eyes narrowed. "Is there another you have vowed to?" "No. Just my life is here. My job, my bills, my entire existence." Celie blinked slowly. "Your existence is small." He groaned. "Thanks. I do not mean insult. I mean perspective." She walked to the window, looking out at the city lights like they were fireflies. "I traversed 9 sectors to reach you. I withheld war with a rival matriarch to honor the vow made to me. I have returned because promises are sacred." Jax felt a pang of guilt. What had been a throwaway joke to him had clearly been life-altering for her people. "Celie, I didn't understand." "I know." She turned toward him, expression unreadable. "But you understand now. And you must choose." Before he could respond, the building shook violently. Alarms blared from the street. Through his window, a streak of light tore across the sky, followed by another. Something atmospheric, something alien had just entered Earth's skies. Jack stumbled. What's happening? Those who sought to prevent my return. Celie lifted her hand, and light shimmered around them like a dome. They have followed. To erase the vow. You brought war here. I brought fate here. The vow did. He swallowed hard. The situation wasn't absurd anymore. It was terrifying. Explosions echoed in the distance. Sirens layered over them. The sky glowed unnatural hues, rippling with shapes Jax didn't have names for. Celie looked calm, ethereal, resolute. Jax called her. Do you choose to uphold your vow and leave with me, or remain here and face the consequences of breaking it? Jax thought of his boring apartment, his half-formed dreams, his empty future. The world outside felt suddenly fragile, like his life had been waiting for this moment without him knowing it. What happens if I go with you? You become mine, protected, elevated, bound by destiny. And if I stay? Her gaze softened, and for the first time he saw not alien detachment but real emotion. Fear. Sadness. Something deeper. Then I will defend you until I am unmade. A tremor shook the floor. Lights flickered. The air felt charged like reality itself was bending. Jax didn't know if he believed in fate, but he believed in moments, the kind that split a life into before and after. He stepped toward her. I made a promise, he said quietly. And maybe I want to see what the universe looks like next to someone who remembers it. For the first time, Celie smiled, a small, brilliant curve of lips, radiant enough to eclipse the chaos outside. Then hold to me. She reached out. He took her hand. Light engulfed them. The sounds of the collapsing city faded into an echo. Weight disappeared. Then gravity returned with a softer pull. Air tasted sharper, colder, laced with starlight. They stood on a crystalline deck beneath a sky made of swirling nebulae. Ships glimmered like silver whales drifting through cosmic sea. A fleet, hers, surrounded them, humming with power. Jack stared, breath stolen, or replaced fear. This is real. Celie squeezed his hand. It always was. He looked at her, this being who had crossed galaxies for a teenage promise, and felt something unexpected rise in his chest. Not love, not yet, but wonder, and possibility. So, he said, voice shaking with a nervous laugh, what does a cosmic fiancé do first? You learn, she said. You adapt. And perhaps you grow to accept me. He smirked weakly. No pressure, right? She tilted her head. Pressure shapes stars. And somewhere deep in Jax's soul, something sparked. The first flicker of belief that maybe his destiny hadn't been small after all. The nebula light danced across their faces as the ship surged forward, leaving Earth and his old life behind. And Jax Calder, who once joked about marrying a little blue alien girl, stepped willingly into a future big enough for both of them.